Hello everyone, we're back and this time I'm going to show you some landings in bad weather. Sometimes this kind of landing happens in places that rains a lot, so I do not encourage to do this, but if you have to do it, it's better to have a plan B and be prepared. This first one is in California. We're flying from Costa Rica to Seattle. This is day 3 and we decided to check out the Golden Gate. So we got the clearance from ATC, and when we were flying towards the Golden Gate, the weather closed on us very quickly. So we had to divert. We could not see the bridge, take pictures or nothing. And we diverted to Marin County Airport. It was low visibility, but still it was not IFR or IMC. We never entered the clouds, but it was raining a lot and we wanted to land. We didn't want to continue in an area we don't know, so we landed at Marin County. It was very wet, very rainy, and we had to wait for 3 hours until the rain stopped so we can continue our trip towards the north. The next planned stop was on the border of Oregon and California. What I recommend is to always have a plan B. In this case, our plan B was divert to an airport nearby with an instrument approach. To fly in the United States is a lot safer than in Central America because you have many instrument approaches at many airports nearby. When we fly in Central America, we're in the mountains or the jungle, bad weather, we have to go far to get an instrument approach. Don't let the weather get you by surprise. Be prepared. This flight is with the Cessna 170B. I was flying towards Falls City Airport, but it got foggy and rainy, so I know the area pretty well and I diverted to Duval. This is in Washington State. I could have landed at the gravel bars or another field or RV, but it was foggy and there was no visibility, so I took my option to land here in Duval in some rain and next to some low clouds. To some direction it didn't look so bad, but the direction I have to land was not so good because there were low clouds nearby, but I didn't want to land with a tailwind, so I opted to do this approach with the low clouds next to me. Some carburetor heat, just in case, was applied. This is my base turn into the landing. You can see to the left side low clouds. Turning final, and luckily the airstrip was totally visible. Some clouds to the left, but nothing major, so it was very clear for landing. There is zero braking power with the Alaska bushwheel tires and the wet grass. They just slide. So ideally you need to land slow and don't rely on the brakes so much. The weather in Washington state is more unpredictable than in Costa Rica. Now I'm going to show you a landing in the rainforest in Costa Rica, in the jungle area. It rains a lot here. Usually starts at noon with great thunderstorm. We're going to go to Sirene Station in Corcovado National Park. This is in the Osa Peninsula, southern Pacific area of Costa Rica. This is early in the morning before the thunderstorms, but sometimes some season in the year you have stratus and clouds, and you have to go through them to get to your destination. Here we are flying along the coast, so there is no risk of mountains or hitting any obstacles. You have to know the elevation, of course, but it's all flat and low level terrain. We're crossing through the Sierpe area, and soon we're going to get into Corcovado National Park, which is beautiful. This area is very remote. There are no roads, and the only access to go to Sirene Station is by airplane to this small airstrip, or by boat. That usually takes 4 hours. Also, there's a hike from Karate Beach that you can do, and it takes 6 hours. This is dense jungle. This airstrip is narrow, short, and very uneven. And one of the challenges is to find the airstrip, because the jungle is so dense that it is difficult to find. Now on this day, with the drizzle and low visibility, it was even more difficult. I have marked it on my GPS, so that helped a lot, and it's next to the water also, that makes it easier. But still it was a challenge. It's always a challenge to find this airstrip, because at this time they're coming low over trees or the jungle for the landing. As you can see, it is very narrow. You only have the tracks of a Cessna tire. There is not many people that land in this airstrip in Costa Rica, just a couple of airplanes. This next landing is in Moravia, also in Costa Rica. This is the highest airport in the country. It's at 4,000 feet. Usually with the high temperatures we have high density altitude, maybe even 7,000 feet density altitude. It's in the mountains on the east of the country. It's east of San Jose, the capital city. This airstrip is surrounded by mountains. We have done this approach many times. It's marked on GPS with altitudes. Also, every mountain and obstacle is marked, and we have a misapproach route. On this day, it was kind of a scud run, low visibility, low clouds, but we have somebody on the airstrip with the radio telling us that it was okay to land. If we didn't have this person telling us that it was okay to land, and airstrip was not covered in fog or super low clouds, we would have not attempt this landing. This is a grass strip, very long and pretty smooth. This area of the country rains a lot, so this grass strip is wet most of the time. Now we're on final 40 degrees of flaps and ready for the landing. On a day like this, or any other day, we already have a misapproach, so we will continue and then go to the right, climb over the mountains. Well, I do not encourage this kind of flying, but in a country like Costa Rica, sometimes it happens, so you have to be prepared for this. This next one is Dogleg Gravel Bar, Stillaguamish River in Washington State. Kind of low cloud, a little drizzle, not terrible. Here in this area also rains a lot, and the thing about Washington west side is that the weather can change quite a lot in a little time, and sometimes It is sunny 20 miles away where you took off, and it's rainy on the other side. This one is Skagit River gravel bars, and on this day it was kind of frozen rain in the winter, but it was okay to fly. The ceiling was not that low, and the winds were calm, which is what we need when we fly on the gravel bars. Still, it was a lot of fun, and we enjoyed this day. It was pretty cold, so we had great performance. There is a great advantage about flying in the winter in the Pacific Northwest. The cold weather will give you great performance. This one now is in Costa Rica, again, Quebrada Azul, low ceilings, long airstrip, very calm winds, and calm day. Now we're set up for final, full flaps, slowing down for the touchdown. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said before, I do not encourage this, but this is how it looks, and sometimes in countries with lots of rain it happens. Please, if you want to support Backcountry 182, join me on page description of this video and navigate below Backcountry 182 at the top right. You can click on Patreon, and it will take you to the Patreon page where you can select your membership level. It will show you the tiers and everything. By becoming a Patreon for Backcountry 182, you will not only be helping the YouTube channel, but you can also get direct advice or discount on some aviation products for your airplane, or advice or products for your airplane. We can chat, video call